Hello everybody, today is Saturday, December 7th, and we have Misty's pups. They're going to be 5.5 weeks old now, and they're just happy, healthy, bouncy pups. It's been very cold, and they've had a great time playing every chance we give them in the house. And today we thought, let's get them out in the puppy pavilion again and get them some playtime and let them experience the little bit of the drive up our driveway in the truck to get here. So it's a great experience to get them conditioned to automotive travel. We're sheltered from the elements. We're here in the pavilion, but we have our greenhouse plastic up, so even though it's not even 40 degrees outside, we're able to let them have a fun experience and having fun going for a little bit of a drive in the truck, which is mildly stressful for them at this age, but they get a chance to drive and have a huge reward at the end of their drive. It's only a couple minutes, but in that couple of minutes, they get to look forward to a fun place for them that they always enjoy coming to. So these guys are now microchipped. You won't be able to see it, but here in the top part of their shoulders, just below their neck, is where the microchips get put in. So if you see a little spot there on any of these pups running around, I doubt you're going to see the spot for their activity levels high, but if you do see a spot, that's the little scab from their microchip going in. Those microchip needles are kind of big. A microchip is about the size of a small grain of rice, so to get it in there, there's a pretty good gauge sized needle. And the pups, they don't really feel it too much. It goes in there. Those needles are obviously razor sharp, and it goes in there pretty easy. They don't have a lot of sensation in their skin, as you can tell. As they bite each other, they're pretty tolerant of a little bit of pain with their skin levels. You know, different parts of the human body have a lot of nerve endings, so we feel it a lot. On our skin, we've got some places of our skin that can handle it and some places of our skin that is very sensitive. Their dog skin does not have a lot of nerve endings, so it's not super painful for giving them their microchip. They barely even hardly notice it when we do it. But that microchip is in there, and so that's all done. When we send the pups home with the families, we give them all the information on how they can register their pups to them, so that if their dog is ever returned to the authorities, they can be scanned and look up the microchip number, cross-reference that in the database, and find phone numbers and contact info for their families. Heaven forbid a pup gets lost, but it's good to have those microchips. Ask anybody that works in rescue, and they will tell you microchips are super essential, because oftentimes dog tags and collars and things like that are not the best resource for finding information. A lot of dogs that get found have lost their collars. They've slipped them, or it's snagged on something, got caught, and they've slipped out of them. So microchips are there forever, and they can look up contact information. But these pups are in full puppy power. It's near the end of the afternoon, and the sun's starting to go down a little bit, and these guys have lots of energy. Their energy levels go up and up every day. At this phase of development, I almost brought up Miss Fern's Singleton Miss Plaid, pink plaid, to play with these guys. Fern's pup, I'll do an update on hers shortly, but her pup is doing really good. She is a little sausage with just one puppy nursing, I was curious to see how much milk Fern would produce. Since milk is a supply and demand situation, there's not a lot of demand. But Miss Pink Plaid is getting all the milk she can want and more. And with no competition for it, she doesn't have to work hard to get it. And she has turned into quite the little sausage, chubby, round puppy. So these pups are at the age where they would overwhelm her with too much energy and she can't keep up with them. So we've let them be together with supervision, and she basically is not able to hold her own. So we're keeping them separate at this point, but later she'll be big enough to throw her own weight around and keep up with these rascals and dish it out and take it just as much as they do. But she's not there yet. Right now, if we brought her up with these guys, it would be the equivalent of letting a toddler play on the playground with a bunch of 6-year-olds that are just too much for the toddler. She would just get knocked around too much still, so we'll let her stay at the house and hang out until she gets a little bit bigger to romp and play with these ones. So these guys, they're so fun to watch. It's hilarious. See them playing. We got Mr. Light Blue here, and right at my feet is Mr. Dark Blue. Over here, this wrestling match is dark pink and gray. And over here we've got Miss Yellow. She's checking out the perimeter. We got little light pink here. And who haven't I seen yet? So Miss Purple is here. And over in the other corner, Miss Teal is over in the other corner. She's playing with something over there. Here. There's Miss Teal. So if you noticed, I whistled and all the pups came. So when we interact with the puppies in our puppy room, when we first walk in, we do a little bit of recall conditioning with them. So when we first walk in, we will whistle. So even though these pups have not been named and won't respond to a particular name for recall, they are smart enough that they will respond to recall with a call sound. And our call sound that we use at our house is a whistle. And they come and running. They've associated humans and whistle with good things, and it helps precondition their impressionable minds with good things. We've got Miss Teal playing with the plastic over here. This is the doorway out, and I've got our temporary plastic up. This was our temporary plastic because I needed to do it and get it done. And it's not actually the normal stuff. We've got our new stuff right here. We're going to be putting that up here shortly, so that will help with this doorway issue that these pups are chewing on. And so, come on pups. Actually, I'm going to let them play with the plastic and demonstrate the whistle. Come here pups. I'm going to let them stay over here. I'm going to sneak away. Let them all be distracted. Mr. Light Blue, he followed me, but all the other pups are distracted. Hey puppies! And here they come. Good puppies! So as you can see, 5-week-old puppies are trained to recall with whistling. They are so smart. We try really hard to do what we can to help precondition them for their families. And this is one way that we precondition them to recall. We feel like recall is one of the most important commands for new puppy families to implement, because recall keeps puppies out of trouble. If they can distract their dog and dissuade them from something or going someplace that could hurt them, or get into something that could hurt them, or get them out of a situation where they could be getting with some other rowdy dogs or something like that could potentially hurt them. If they can get their dog to come their way. Sorry, pup. I stepped back and the puppy's paws were right underneath me, but they're fine. So recall is super important, and as you can see, we can do a little bit with them here as a group to help pre-wire their brain to having good experiences with recall, and it works. They're smart. They can start being trained at about 4 weeks old. They start responding at about 4 weeks old, and as you can see, after a week, 10 days of conditioning, they're already applying it. Do it again. Pups are playing in the plastic. They're chewing on it. I don't want them to. Hey puppies. These guys have already responded. The next ones are thinking about it. Hey puppies. Hey puppies. Here they come. The last holdouts are on their way. So, distracted them, dissuaded them from something I didn't want them to do, and I didn't have to take any corrective measures. All I had to do was dissuade them and distract them. So, along those lines, I'm going to tilt this down and get it a little bit more into that plastic so that they can't get their mouth on it here. There we go. And we got Miss Purple, Miss Teal following me around. They think I'm the coolest thing at the moment. We got Mr. Dark Blue playing with the ball here, and Little Light Pink here running and playing. Miss Gray, she's playing with the ball. She's having a good time with the toy. Mr. Light Blue over here. Dark Pink is trying to figure out, how do I get back to that plastic? That was fun. So she's smart. She's trying to figure out a way, doing some problem solving. Their smart brains can get them into mischievousness. Mr. Dark Blue, he's finding the little stool tipped on its side fun. He's trying to explore that a little bit. And Dark Pink, she's perplexed. She's saying, how come I can't get back to that? I could a minute ago and now I can't. Got Miss Yellow here. And who do we have? Teal, Miss Teal down here. Mr. Dark Blue. Miss Yellow. Miss Gray. Miss Purple. Dark Blue and Teal are having a wrestling match over there. So now they're all interested in the obstacle, new challenge for them. They're saying to themselves, let's solve it together, guys. We got 4 of them interested in figuring this new thing out. That's how they work. They're pack-minded. They'll start setting their mind to something, and one of them will figure it out eventually. The others will observe, and then they all get smarter together. Right now I got Light Pink and Miss Gray here at my feet, exploring the perimeters. We've got Light Blue. He's telling a story right now. He was really perplexed by not being able to get to the plastic and trying to figure it out. Miss Teal, she's found some scent over there that she's exploring. Well, got a good wrestling match right here. Mr. Light Blue and Purple dishing it out, taking turns with that. So this is an important social behavior that they learn from, how to properly interact with each other, and have some manners in the end. They learn by pain from each other that they have to figure out their manners to be able to interact and have the fun continue. If they get too painful, then the other one yelps and walks away. And that's how they teach each other, hey, the fun's gonna stop if you get too rowdy. That's an important social cue that they have to learn, and puppy to puppy is one of the best ways to learn it. That's why, even though these guys are technically old enough to go home physically and be just fine, they need these next couple of weeks to spend away from mom and just with each other, learning that emotional and mental socializing processes that are important for them. So physically, they could go home right now. They're on solid foods. They've got teeth. They don't need mama's milk to survive and those types of things. But mentally and emotionally, they need this litter time together. So it'll be good to have some pups around long enough for Fern's Singleton pup. She needs to have the same experience. Even though she's a solo pup, she needs to socialize. So she gets a little bit bigger and capable of having these interactions with pups that can dish it out and take it with her. They're going to help her to learn. So that's important. So these pups, oh look, Purple found a long wood shaving. Look at that. I don't think we saw that in the bag. It just got dumped out of the shavings bag. He's found a real treat, toy to find. So. As you can see, they're not slowing down anytime soon. We've been going for quite a while. We did wake them up from a good nap. They were sleeping when we woke them up to go for the ride up here. So this is pretty much a full puppy power, fully charged puppy. So here's light blue and yellow. Yellow's got light blue by the leg. You may not be able to see that. But they take turns doing this and wrestling. So over here we've got yellow, or not yellow, we got gray and pink. They were just having their wrestling match. So teal and light blue, they're having their wrestling match, chewing on each other. This is important social time, and they're all having a fun time exploring the space. We got light pink. She's found a chunk of plastic, so this is why we need that other plastic. That other plastic actually goes on the outside of everything, and we can roll it up and get it out of the way, but our last stuff was worn out and we needed to start fresh this year, so that's what that is. Replacements. So we needed some plastic up until the replacements arrived. So we just have our temporary material up at the moment. Let's do another recall practice here. I'm going to get up and out of the way from them. And they all come a-running. And here they are. Good puppies. Good puppies. Yeah. Good puppies. Good pups. Yeah. Puppies are sensitive to tone of voice. They respond well to higher tones. They know if they growl deep, that means trouble. humans' voices. If you talk to them in a deep voice, they will recognize they're in trouble. So the same word said in a high pitch is a totally different word to them if it's said in a low pitch. They're very sensitive to tonality. Obviously, dogs have a very little vocabulary. Bark, bark. It's totally different than bark, bark. Totally different than bark, bark. So, tonality is everything for dogs and communications. Body language is actually more important than vocalized cues. They take a lot of information from body language, position of ears and their tails, and how they carry their shoulders, and the pace with which they walk, and the intensity that they exude. All of those things are way more important from dog to dog than vocalized things. So the same thing holds true from humans. They will take a lot of cues from humans, and the postures and confidence that they sense from their humans and things like that. They become very intuitive when it comes to understanding, interacting in the human world. They sense the energy of the humans. They sense the energy of the room. They can read a room better than we can, faster than we can. Takes us a minute to figure it out. They almost get it second nature. That's their primary language. So verbal cues from humans are second language to them. Very smart dogs. I think I'm going to wrap this video up. The sun is going to be down any second now. It's going to start cooling off even more, even though it's plenty fine warm in here with our patio heaters. We're going to call it good for today and look forward to doing the next video as an update to share with the families. Thanks for watching.